Hello and welcome to my channel, The Purple Poncho. I'm Carolyn and today I'm going to show you how to seam together the granny square bag. This is a join as you go crochet tutorial on how to seam your granny square bag together. Thank you for being here and let's get crocheting. You will complete 13 granny squares in rounds 1 through 4, which I have here, and I've placed what number the square is on each square, and that will help in knowing which square is going to be sewn together next and where to sew it together at, either a one-sided join or a two-sided join. I'll be using Red Heart with Love in the color light gray and my number 5mm size H crochet hook. For square number 1, we're going to just put another round, as we have been doing, in our final color that we're going to be using to join. So you can start with a standing double crochet here, or a chain 3. And we're just going to be going around as we normally did. Three double crochet in each space, and in the corner we're going to make 3 doubles, one, 2, and 3, and now we're going to chain 3 and place 3 more doubles in the same corner space. That's the only difference from the previous rounds. And continue the same sequence, same design pattern all the way around. Finishing my corner on square number 1, placing 3 doubles in the beginning corner space, and chain 3 and slip stitch to the top of your chain 3 or your standing double, whatever you have made here for your beginning stitch. And we're going to slip stitch to the beginning stitch or the top of the chain 3 and end off your yarn. Okay, so here is square number 1, where we have gone all the way around without attaching it to any other squares. So we're going to set that aside, and square number 2, we're going to start a little bit different now. Okay, so you can either start with a chain 3 or a standing double crochet, whichever you prefer. We're going to make the corner all at the same time. Instead of starting with half a corner and going around and finishing the corner, we're going to do a whole corner because we're going to attach right now. So we're going to start with a standing double, another double, and another double. So here's our 3 doubles, chain 1. Now to attach it here to our first square, I actually don't want to attach it where we ended off, because this is where the handles are going to go, up here. So I think I will attach it right here. So I'm going to pick up my square number 1 with the wrong side facing me and the right side facing me of my current square. So this is my adjacent square and this is my current square. We're going to put the yarn in back and bring in our adjacent square, and looking at the wrong side of our chain stitches here, we're going to count to the second chain. So here's 1 and 2, and this one would be 3. So we're going to slip stitch into the second chain of the chain 3 corner. So yarn over and pull through, and then chain 1, and that's all we're going to do with square number 1. So we're just going to let this kind of hang out, and we're going to complete our corner on our current square with the 3 doubles in the corner. And continue going around as we normally would. Three doubles in every chain, or every space, there's no chain there. 3 doubles in the space, and making your corner as normal. 3 doubles, chain 3, 3 doubles. Finishing square number 2, end with slip stitch to your beginning stitch of that corner, slip stitch, and end off your yarn. So here is the first 2 squares. Now to add square number 3, square 3 is going to be joined starting down here to square 1, going across, join the corner right here, and then joining square number 2, and then finishing up along the bottom two edges without any joining. So to do that, make a slip knot, put on your hook, okay, and we're going to start with 3 doubles in the corner and chain 1. Now we're going to pick up our work. Oh, before we do that, I want to place a stitch marker at the top of each square here to mark where our handles are going to go. So the handles later are going to go right here for the purse. The handle will go there. Okay, so mark your handles with the stitch marker. Okay. Now I have my 3 doubles, chain 1, square number 3. We're going to start down here in the corner. So I'm going to kind of flip this over, picking up square number 1, going into the second chain of the corner, slip stitch right there, chain 1, and come back down to your current square into your corner, and place your 3 doubles, 1, 2, and 3. Next, we're going to go to the adjacent square. We're going to skip those 3 doubles from the corner of our adjacent square. We're looking for the spaces in between. Go in, place your hook through that space, and make a slip stitch. Now yarn over your hook to prepare for your double crochet, coming back to your current square, and you're going to skip those 3 doubles on your current square, looking for this space, and make 3 doubles there. There's 1, 2, and 3. You can hear those stitch markers rummaging around. Okay. Back to your adjacent square, skip the next 3 doubles, looking for your next space and slip stitch there, and then yarn over and come back to your current square, looking for the space, and make 3 doubles there, 1, 2, and 3, and we're just going back and forth to your adjacent square, and if you can't tell where you last slip stitched, you can kind of open it up a little bit and see, okay, I already went there, so now I'm going to skip these 3 and go in the next available space, slip stitch there, drop back to your current square, next space, and work 3 doubles in there, 1, 2, and 3, and going back to your adjacent square, slip stitch in the next available space, yarn over, and we're at the corner now. Coming back to your current square in the corner, find your chain space here on your current square, place 3 doubles in there, 2, and 3, chain 1, find your join on square 1 and 2, and what you're looking for is the join that you made. So I'm going to put it right here because I can see that there's a slip stitch coming out of there. Okay, so find the join. It looks a little bit more circular than over here, trying to put your hook over here. So look for the join, slip stitch again in there, chain 1, and then come back to your current square again to finish your corner with the 3 doubles. So 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to join to side 2. So we're going to look, let's just spread it out. Okay, so far what we have, we've joined to square 1, we've joined the corner, and now we need to join back and forth to square 2. So go ahead and pick it up again. So I have my corner completed on my current square. Looking for the back side of square 2. Square 1's just hanging out, don't have to worry about that. Okay, so here's the corner of square number 2. We're going to skip those 3 doubles from the corner, going into the space, the next space. Bring my tension down a little bit. We're going to slip stitch there, yarn over, and come back to my first space on my current square and make 3 doubles. Going back to my adjacent square, skip 3 doubles, go in the next space, and slip stitch. And it's just going back and forth between the 2 squares, making your stitches on your current square and just slip stitch to your adjacent square. Looking for those spaces. And I'm just about at my corner here. I have 1 more space on my adjacent square, slip stitch in there. Now we're going to complete this corner. So 3 doubles in my current square, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, going into the second chain of my chain 3, slip stitch right there, chain 1, and now we're going to finish our corner with the 3 doubles, and then completing our square as we normally would. And let me show you how it's looking. Okay, so starting down here, going up, connecting here, coming back down, connecting over here, and now we're just going to go around like we normally would and end off over here. And let me show you this corner join. Right here. So now that center where we're joining all the slip stitches is going to make a really nice focal point when we have all the corners going through the same stitch. And I'll show you what I mean later on, but just try to keep them all in the same spot in that second chain of the chain threes. Okay, so I'm going to finish up here and I'll meet you back. Okay, my last stitch, and to join to my beginning stitch. If your stitch is getting a little loose right here to slip stitch to, a nice tip is to go ahead and just catch another little part of the stitch, that little loop here, and do your slip stitch to that, and it will close up that gaping hole there. So you can try that if that is happening to you. And then when you finish your round, it's closer together. Okay. All right. So that is square number 3, going all the way around. I also suggest that as you're finishing, you go ahead and weave in your ends, each round, each square. Okay, so now we're on to square number 4 and 5. And these will be sitting right like this. Okay. Down in here, so it's actually just mirroring 1 and 2 and 3, or 3 is here, and 4 and 5. So we'll start with number 4, and we're going to just connect this corner, this side, and this corner. So it's a one-sided join, and then 3 sides as normal. So to begin, oh, another tip is when you're starting, if you're going to be using the standing double crochet, what I have recently been doing is using my tail along with my working yarn at the same time to make my first stitch, so I don't have to weave in that end. Okay, so yarn over using your tail and your working yarn. It's a little fiddly, so you might need to practice a little bit. Okay, so going into my corner and making my standing double, yarn over, pull up, and here's the end of my tail. I'm going to try and get that up in here. Get that tail up through that first yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, see it's hanging out in the back there. And yarn over, pull through 2. It does make it a little fatter, but once you're done with your round, you won't be able to see it. Okay, so you might want to try that if you don't like weaving in ends. Okay, so there's 1 double. Make 2 more. There's 2 and 3. Okay, so you can see already how it just blends right in. And if you have that little extra, you can either, well, I'll probably just trim that off. Okay, so chain 1 to begin our connection. So I'm going to bring back the work. I'm going to start up here in this corner here. So the corner between square 1 and 3, we're going to join right here. Yeah, making sure you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to look again for the spot that I joined. So we have the corners right here of the work, and then we have our chain stitches right here, where my 2 fingers are, and it's this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to put my hook right there. Okay, and we want our yarn in back. So I need to take out my hook and put my yarn in back of my hook and then insert my crochet hook in the spot I want to slip stitch into, and then yarn over, pull through. So now I've connected, chain one, and finish my corner on square number 4 with 3 doubles. And I think by now you kind of know where this is going. Looking for my chain space, skip 3 doubles, and slip stitch in the next chain space. Or it's not a chain space, it's just a space. Next space. Yarn over, come back down, and 3 doubles. And 3. Cross, slip stitch, and 3 doubles. And 3. Slip stitch, and 3. Oops. Oh, my hook is slippery today. And 3 doubles. Oops, I'm having trouble right there. There's 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch, and now I'm at my next corner. We're going to connect to the corner. 3 doubles in the current square. Chain 1. And going to my adjacent square into the second chain. And slip stitch right there. Chain 1. And come back down. So since this is a one-sided join, I'm going to continue around finishing square number 4 as I normally would. And 2, and 3. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to finish square number 4, and I will come back and show you square number 5. I've completed square number 4, and we're ready for number 5. Again, I'm going to use my tail with the working yarn to begin my stitching, and we're going to start by attaching right here to this corner between square 4 and 3, attaching square 5 here to number 3, and then attaching this corner up here for the one-sided join, and then continuing around as we normally would. So using my working yarn and my tail at the same time, making a standing double, yarning over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and make my next 2 doubles for a total of 3, and it's essentially woven in already. I just love that. Okay, so chain 1, and then picking up my work right here and looking for that area we already joined into. It's right here, making sure my working yarn is in back, and we're going to slip stitch right here, pull through, chain 1, and we're ready to start joining. Finish my square, or my corner, excuse me. I've added square 4 and 5 now to square number 3. And next we will join square 6, and we're going to start down here, sewing it together, crocheting it together, start in the corner, go across, join the corner, and then come back down on square number 5, going across, join the corner, and then finishing with the regular crocheting across those two sides. So when I get to my corner up here, I will show you how to join with 3 squares already joined, how to join the 4th square. I'm joining square 6, and I've got my 3 doubles chain 1, and then bringing your corner, your 3 corners, there's 1, 2, 3, you can see where I've joined them all together right here in the center. My yarn in back of my crochet hook, go into that space, that stitch, and make a slip stitch, and chain 1, and finishing my corner as I normally would with 3 doubles, and now rotating over to number 5, and I'm going to skip the 3 in the corner and slip stitch into the next space. And I just want to stop and show you here. That it makes this really, really pretty focal point where all the squares come together and they're all going into that same stitch. They're not going to move around, they're going to be very secure. Okay, and that's the reason why I go into that second stitch and not just going into the spaces, because then it won't have this, it looks very neat when you just go into the same stitch. And next you would just continue joining square 6 to square 5 again, and then just finishing up the round. So I'll see you when we're ready for the next 2 squares. I've attached square number 6 to square number 4 and 5. So here's how it's looking now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold number 6 in half, like so. This is going to be the bottom of the bag right here. And I'm going to turn it over, and we're halfway done. Okay, we're almost there. I'm going to start here, across here and here, and then leaving those 2 sides open. Okay. So my standing double, and my end is already woven in. There's 2 and 3, chain 1, and I'm going to go into square number 6, into the second chain. So counting 1, 2, going in there, my yarn in back, slip stitch, chain 1. So I'm going to rotate my work a little bit, and I'm attaching square 7 to square 6. 3 doubles in the corner, and slip stitch back in front to my current 3 doubles, slip stitch in the back, square, adjacent square, and then 3 doubles in current. And repeat. This actually goes pretty fast once you start going. Okay, I'm at my corner, so 3 doubles. and chain 1, finding my joining circle. It's right here, slip stitch in there, chain 1. I'm going to finish my corner, and then I'm going to rearrange my bag and see exactly where to go. 2 and 3. Okay, so I'm going to fold number 6 in half, and then it's going to present itself. Okay, so I just folded it in half. I just started here, so I know that I'm going to sew these two together, which should be number 4 or number 5. Okay, 7 and 5. All right. Okay, so I have my corner done, so I'm going to slip stitch to the back and continue around. Side 2 is where it gets a little tricky on what square goes with what square. But it's not hard, and it comes together really quickly, and it's really fun to watch it take shape. Okay, so we have one more corner to join here, and then we will be on the home stretch of this square number 7. Here's my corner, so 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, count up to the second stitch, slip stitch in there, chain 1, and finish my corner. So we're not going to join that edge, like I said before. It's only a two-sided join. 2 and 3. And continue down. Okay, so just continue going around and finishing off square 7. I've completed number 7. Okay, so this is open on the side, and I've connected it to number 5 and 6. And now to begin number 8, I'm going to rotate the bag like so, and I'm going to start in this upper corner. My standing double, working the tail and the working yarn together for the first stitch. I am really excited about this. Okay. There's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. And now bringing this edge up, I'm going to slip stitch to that second chain. Chain 1. And bring it back down to finish the corner. So I think that's, like I said, the trickiest part is knowing where to start and what edges to sew together. Because the rest is easy. If you made the granny squares, you can do this part too. So 3 doubles. And slip. So this one, I will just explain it. Since the beginning is here, we're going to join this corner, attach it to number 6, join here in the corner, and then we're going to leave this part open. So these last 2 sides will not be joined. Okay? Just like number 7. Attach to right here and leave these 2 edges open. And I'll meet you back. I've completed square number 8. It is now attached along the bottom here. Here's the bottom of number 6, which folds up in half. So that one will actually be on both sides of the bag. And we're ready for square number 9. Number 9 is going to go in the middle, and we're going to start in this corner, come down, join the corner here, and then go up here, join this corner, and then complete these two sides without joining. So to do that, I rotate this around and begin joining right here. Block 9 to 8, join in the center, and then 9 to 7. Joining this corner and the other corner for block number 7, and completing these two sides. So I'll see you back. Number 9 is now attached to number 8 and number 7, and here's how it looks. Okay, so next we will add square number 10. It's going to be where the other handle goes, and then square number 11. Go this way. Square number 11. So square number 10, we're going to start attaching right here to square number 9 only, a one-sided join. So we're going to start on this corner, go across, attach to this corner, and then 3 sides will not be attached to anything. And then for square number 11, same thing. Square number 11 goes to square number 9, attaching in this corner here to start, attach across, and then join in this corner. And then this will be a one-sided join, so we have 3 sides that will be open as well. So I will start with number 10, and I will see you back. Number 10 is now attached to number 9, and this is going to be the top of where our handle goes. So I'm going to place a stitch marker right there. Okay, so our stitch markers are at the top of the bag. And now I'm going to join number 11, beginning in this corner, attaching, and attaching across, attaching this corner, and then again just making these 3 sides open. Okay, square number 11 is now added. I'm going to place a stitch marker here for the top of my handle. So here's how it looks right now. Okay, so it's shaped very oddly, and square number 12 and 13 are going to make it all come together. So we're going to have a 4-sided join. So square number 12, we are going to join to square 8 in the corner, square 11, then we're going to turn it over and we're going to fold in half, square 12, and we're also going to join it to square number 1 in the corner and square number 4 and end up back where we started. And that is going to bring the whole bag together. So to do that, it's the same stitching. Again, it's just the placement of where we're joining. So starting in any corner, make your 3 double crochets and chain 1. Ow! Ah! I knew that would happen. I stuck myself with a pen. Okay, so here's the bottom of the bag, and here's the top of the bag. So I'm just going to start right here in this corner, and I'm going to work from the inside because we want the wrong side facing, and looking for that join right here. Yarn in back, slip stitch, chain 1, finish my corner, and we're going to go back and forth, connecting the side to begin, just like normal. Slip stitch to the adjacent square. I'm sure by now you guys get it. Coming up to my corner. Chain 1. Finding my corner spot, that chain right there. Chain 1, and we're going to rotate and go across, bringing it across to square number 11. So we're going to join the side to square number 11. Alright, coming up to my corner, chain 1, and I'm going to slip stitch to the corner like I normally would, number 11, and I'm also going to grab the corner of number 1. And instead of going from the back, I'm going to go from the front of number 11 and then through the back of square 1, and I'm going to slip stitch these two corners together with square number 12, and then chain 1, and then come back and finish my corner like I normally would. And then attaching my side of 12 to number 1, coming down square 1, attached to the space, and then 3 doubles as usual. Coming down with my corner, rotate my work a little bit, and I have one more corner and one more side. So 3 doubles in the corner, chain 1, find my join, chain 1, and then rotate for the final edge, number 12 to number 4. And finish the corner. Oh, keep doing that. It's getting a little fiddly right here because we're enclosing the bag. Closing up this little hole here. Couple more stitches here to go. Almost done. And slip stitch. And then we're going to end with slip stitch to the beginning corner. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna spread this out a little bit. And this off. All right. So corners. And it's completely sewn in all 4 corners. Okay. And now let's take a look. This is the only corner that looks a little bit different because of the way we went into square 11 and then square 1, but it still looks pretty good, and we're going to put edging around here anyway, so that'll be fine. And so we're going to go ahead and repeat that same process over on the other side, okay, for square number 13. It's exactly the same. You would start 13 and 5 right here, attach here in the corner, and then rotating over to attach to number 2. And when you get up to this corner here, you would attach these 3 corners together, right? Number 2 and 10 at the same time. And then flipping it over, you're going to attach side number 10 and then side number 7, ending back here in this corner. Just like what we did. Exactly the same steps. Okay, so go ahead and attach your final square, and I'll meet you back. Those last few stitches of joining square 13 is so exciting. Okay. Tuck that in real quick. Alright, so I've joined my final square. Isn't it gorgeous? So here's how it looks. The bag is so pretty. This is for my sister. and she wears a lot of hot pink and blue jeans, and she likes gray, so I can't wait to finish this and give it to her. Here's the inside. Next, I will show you how to add the edging to the top opening of your bag. I'm going to begin in one of the side corners. Actually, this is where you would have joined, right here, 3 squares together on the side. So your handles are both up here, and this would be the side of your bag. To begin, place a slip knot on your hook, and I'm going to start by crocheting only inside these spaces. Okay, so where there's a join, this is how you would do it. So I'm going to do a standing single crochet inside the space. I'm going to skip the join right here, and I'm going straight into the next space of the next square, and I'm going to do a single crochet there. And then we're going to place 1 single crochet in every stitch across the side. I'm going to crochet over my tail at the same time. And just working inside the stitches, going through the whole stitch, like the whole V. And when we get up to the top of the corner here, the difference on the corner will be we're going to place 3 single crochets in the corner. This is marking where handle's going to go, my stitch marker. And coming up, I'm in my chain 3 space. We're going to just place 3 singles, 2 and 3, in the corner. So here's how it looks. And then we're just going to repeat this all the way around. So going in each stitch. And in between, well, that would be another stitch right there. So each stitch, just 1 single in every stitch. And then when you get down to your next join, you'll place 1 single in this chain space and 1 single in this chain space. And that's it. So repeat that around, and I'll see you back at the beginning. Okay, my last stitch, and now I'm going to slip stitch to my beginning single crochet, and that is round 1 of the edging. You could leave it like this if you want to. Round 2 is just going to add a really nice decorative little zigzag on there. Okay, if you don't want to do this part, you can just end this off and finish with the handles. So we're going to start with chain 1 and go in the next stitch and slip stitch, and chain 1 and slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 1, slip stitch in the next, and we're going to repeat this. Oop, forgot my chain 1 and slip. So chain and slip all the way around, and you can see it makes it have this just a very slight decorative edge here, or you could leave it either way, whatever you prefer. So you just continue this all the way around, doing that in every stitch, as well as every stitch on the corner. So just every single stitch, chain 1 and slip, and I will see you back. Ending the round, chain 1 and slip stitch to my beginning stitch and end off your yarn. And then go ahead and weave in your end. And that's how it looks. I think it adds just such a pretty detail to the edge of your purse. Alright, so next we will be adding the handles. So I have some handles here. I have a separate video on how to make these. And what you do is you put your handle inside the bag and you take your tail and you go back and forth and sew it in on one side, and then on the other side using the same handle, so it goes, you know, one side, and then sew the other one to the other side like that. Okay, so that when you open your bag, you know, the handle, if you sewed it this way, you wouldn't be able to carry it and or open it. So one handle goes on one side, and then the other handle, you make two, would be sewn in on the opposite side. So when you're done, you'll have two handles, one for each side. Okay. So I will link that video for you on how to make the handles. And I'll have some final pictures for you when it's all done, so you can see how it looks. I hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial on how to seam your granny square bag together. Thank you for being here and crocheting with me today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my website at thepurpleponcho.com for more crochet, knit, and Tunisian crochet patterns. I hope you have a wonderful day.